What's going on YouTube? It's the Black Prince, aka Black Rain, and I'm back with y'all with another review. So tonight we had a lot going on with this show, like a lot. We had the debut of Jacob Fatu. Let's start there. The Wild Samoan, Jacob Fatu. I'm sitting trying to ask myself, how many of these folks is it? One thing for sure, this Samoan family was getting down back in the day. No doubt about it. Then we had Carmelo Hayes pinning Randy Orton to qualify for Money in the Bank. Melo, don't miss. And then you had Drew McIntyre destroying CM Punk, leaving him a bloody mess. It was a lot. It was a lot going on in this show. Let's get into it. First of all, if you guys already have it, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any of my reviews or any of my recaps, and let's get into the video. So we start off the show with CM Punk walking out. He's cutting a promo. He's basically telling everybody. He talked about pressure. He said it was pressure for him to come out there to a live crowd. It's pressure that he won the WWE Championship in his hometown, but he did it anyway. And then he relayed this to Drew McIntyre. He was like, Drew McIntyre couldn't handle the pressure. He ended up quitting. I wanted to continue to make his life a living hell. So then we get Paul Heyman coming out. So Paul Heyman comes out with his ladies and gentlemen pole stick. The crowd went along with it. My name is Paul Heyman. So then he goes down to the ring, and you can just see him on his face that he's stressing right now. Like, this man is all over the place. He's discombobulated. He gets into the ring. This man hugs CM Punk for at least like what felt like 2 minutes. A 2-minute long hug. He gave CM Punk a warning, saying, okay, if you want to be on SmackDown, let me tell you something. You can't be on SmackDown. Solo heard on the radio that they said that Chicago is your town, and he didn't like that. So he warned CM Punk to leave to avoid any type of repercussions. CM Punk said he wasn't leaving. So then Solo Sikoa came out. Solo came out to a whole bunch of boos saying that, hey, you're in my show, in my city, and if you don't leave, we're gonna make you leave. So then CM Punk looks at Paul Heyman and says, Paul Heyman, what was that favor you were gonna ask me? Because Paul Heyman was gonna ask him a favor prior to all this. Paul Heyman said, if you leave, can you take me with you? I don't know why I found that part funny, bro. It's just the way he said it, bro. Like, it's just like he's desperately trying to get out of there. Like, this man, without Roman Reigns in the bloodline, Paul Heyman don't want to be there. So CM Punk says that he's not looking at the bloodline. He's looking at a fake-ass Usos, which is the Tongans, and a fake-ass Tribal Chief, who's trying to portray Roman Reigns. So then Solo Sikoa goes to the ring, and they start trying to attack CM Punk. But then, you know, Captain Save-Ho came out, and then he drove them away. And Cody Rhodes said to Solo Sikoa, look, I already took down one head of the table. I don't mind taking out another. So me and you, we're gonna have a match in the main event. I was like, okay, that's a good way to start it off. I enjoyed that. So then we go backstage to Bianca Belair preparing for a match, and then Jade Cargill walks up. Jay's aura is everything. Like, every time she walks up, you can tell she's a star. Now, we just need her to translate that to the ring. That's all I'm asking. But Jade Cargill approaches her and says that good luck on your match, you won't need it, but in other words, I got us a rematch for our tag team titles because I know we're gonna win it. Me personally, I don't think they're gonna win the tag team titles back because I think those are pointless titles. They're on Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I don't really care for them to win them back. There's no point of them crowning Unholy Union just to give it back to Jade and Bianca. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, they're in it for a rematch, and hopefully they don't win the titles back, not because I don't like them, but because I don't like all this switching back and forth with the titles. That makes them seem less meaningful than they already are. All right, so then we get our first women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Bianca, Mia Yim, and Chelsea Green. So this match was actually pretty good. I think it went about 10, 11 minutes, but it looks like Bianca was closing in on the win with the KOD, but then Chelsea Green snuck in, threw out the ring, and took the win. Me personally, I have a huge support for Chelsea Green. I'm actually glad that she won. I didn't think Bianca was gonna win because they have the whole tag team title situation, and I don't think Bianca Belair needs to be in Money in the Bank. She doesn't need that. Like, she's already made a name for herself, so she doesn't need to do that. But yeah, Chelsea Green winning was the right choice. Mia Yim, she's just there at this point. So then we got Blair Davenport approaching Bayley backstage. I don't know what it is with Blair Davenport, but it seems like she has a whole bunch of issues with Naomi just for being. So now that Bayley's friends with her, now she got beef with Bayley. I'm just like, when is Blair Davenport actually gonna get in the ring and wrestle? Like, cool, it's cool seeing her backstage, but we need her in the ring. We need to see what she can do, because all this backstage beef, it ain't giving right now. Like, it's nice to see her, but I'd rather see her in the ring. That's just what I feel. Then it cuts to a clip backstage with Solo Sikoa sitting on the couch facing Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman just looks nervous. So then he tells Paul Heyman, I want you to get the Tungans, and I want you to take out KO and Randy Orton from Money in the Bank. So then Paul Heyman's like, okay, I'll do it. And then Solo Sikoa says, we also got something else to talk about regarding you and CM Punk. I'm like, look, this man Solo is bullying Paul Heyman at this point. He don't look at him as a wise man, he just look at him as a slave, which I think is crazy. And granted, Roman Reigns did kind of abuse Paul Heyman too, but Solo Sikoa is taking this to a whole new level. And I'm just like, bro, you need to chill, because it's funny how somebody gives somebody an inch and they go a mile. Like, Solo, you are not the head of the table. You're just a head of the table right now, temporarily until Roman gets back, which will come into play later, by the way. It cuts to a segment backstage with Grayson Waller being interviewed by Caleb Braxton. I believe it was Caleb Braxton. And then Grayson Waller saying that he's going to win the Money in the Bank qualifying match for his boy Austin Theory. But then DIY comes up and says that you're not doing this for Austin Theory. You're doing this for yourself, and you're lying. You don't care about Austin Theory. You're just using him. That's all you're doing. So then they go back and forth, and all of a sudden you just hear like multiple bangs towards the car garage. Like the garage that's right behind them, you hear multiple bangs. It slowly lifts up, and you see CM Punk on the ground, bloody, and there standing in front of him was Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre came to Chicago, they're in Chicago by the way, and messed up CM Punk. He gave CM Punk the revenge that he wanted. He knocked CM Punk out. CM Punk is out. So then Drew McIntyre picks him up, carries him to the arena stage, stands there for about a minute, and just dunks him on the floor. And then he does the whole CM Punk thing where he gets down on one knee, taps his wrist, and that was it. So then Nick Aldis comes out. You know, Nick Aldis is the general manager of SmackDown. He'll be playing that. So Nick Aldis is like, what are you out here doing? Who told you to come to SmackDown? And then Drew McIntyre shoves Nick Aldis, but Nick Aldis shoves him back. You know Nick Aldis don't play. Nick Aldis is not Adam Pearce. Nick Aldis pushed him back. So then they walk Drew McIntyre backstage, and that's how this segment ends. I like this. I like the continuation of the story on a different show. Even though there's a brand split, I do like the fact that they continue the story on a separate roster. Then when we come back from commercial break, it cuts to CM Punk being loaded in an ambulance. Rest in peace Ricochet, rest in peace Chad Gable, rest in peace CM Punk, because this week everybody's been taken out. I don't know what's going on right now, but we have a lot of inactive superstars. So we don't know how long CM Punk's gonna be out. Probably not long, because they gotta continue this feud. But yeah, CM Punk gets taken away in the ambulance, and Chicago is, you can hear him booing in the background. Next up, we have our men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. We got Carmelo Hayes versus Tama Tonga versus Randy Orton. Now, this match to me was a really good match. I enjoyed this. Randy Orton is definitely showing he's going to be in the business for a while, because he's still moving like he's young. Tama Tonga really good in the ring, and you know Carmelo's good in the ring. But ultimately, Carmelo Hayes ended up getting the roll-up pin on Randy Orton. I wasn't shocked, but I was shocked that it was Randy Orton taking the pin. But yeah, Carmelo Hayes qualifies for Money in the Bank. Very good setup, very good match. I enjoyed this. I think Carmelo deserves it. I think him being in the Money in the Bank qualifying match will enhance the match tremendously. All right, so then we get a replay of what the Wyatt Six had done on Monday with the carnage, the backstage destruction. It's still as impactful as it was on Monday. I can't believe that even happened, but I was thinking that the Wyatt Six was going to be on SmackDown as well, but it looks like they're exclusive to Raw. At least that's what it's looking like. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're going to be on Raw. We're going to see them on Monday night. I'm excited to see that. So then we get an LA Knight promo. LA Knight comes out to a huge pop every single week. It's insane to me how his momentum hasn't died down. Like, even though he doesn't have a title or in a major program, this man is still over as heck. That's insane. That's insane that he still has this much support. I'm hoping LA Knight will get a title soon. It's looking like he's going to get the United States Championship. I think they're going to say that for SummerSlam though, but we'll see. I think it's more important for him to win it at SummerSlam than Money in the Bank, but that's just me. But if they go for Money in the Bank, I wouldn't mind either, because to me, Money in the Bank is a big 5 pay-per-view. So I mean, it doesn't matter, but at the same time, be more impactful if he wins it at SummerSlam. But hey, who knows what they're gonna pull at this point. So he gets in the ring, and then he calls out Logan Paul. Logan Paul does not come out. He's saying, we're not gonna do this again. You're not gonna go another week of skipping out on me. That's why I invaded your home, because I'm trying to get your attention. I want the United States Championship. So then we get Santos Escobar coming out. Santos comes out saying, hey, let me tell you something. You can't come out here calling out somebody trying to get a title because you're looking desperate right now. You're looking desperate out here trying to call out Logan Paul and he's not giving you the time of the day. So then they go back and forth. But then, out of nowhere, Santos Escobar attacks LA Knight. But you know LA Knight came back in here with a BFT. So then, after that, Logan Paul gets in the ring, finally shows up when LA Knight's back is turned, and knocks him out. To me, Logan Paul looking like a Karen. You always wait until somebody's back is turned, and then you want to attack them. Like, bro, LA Knight needs to win that title off of Logan Paul, in my opinion. All right, so next up we got our second men's Money in the Bank qualifying match, which is KO versus Andrade versus Grayson Waller. To me, even though the first men's Money in the Bank qualifying match was good, I think this one was match of the night because you have KO, you have Andrade, and you have Grayson Waller. To me, this was match of the night. This took the cake for me. I think this match was really good. I think this match kept me interested the entire time. There was not one time I looked away. But ultimately, the winner of the match was Andrade. He ended up pinning Grayson Waller. My thing is, why is Grayson Waller and Austin Theory taking pins when they're the champions? Champions are not supposed to take pins on the show. I'm not sure if this is like I'm not sure. I think they're losing those tag team titles the next defense that they do. If it's on a pay-per-view, I think they're losing. Because they're teasing this Austin Theory face turn. One thing is, 8-Time Down Under just won those titles at WrestleMania. So it's like they never got them properly started. I mean, they had a run, but it's not like they had any proper feuds. They're just feuding with themselves at this point, at least on Austin Theory's side. But yeah, I think next chance, whoever faces them next are winning those tag team titles. That's just a prediction. So then we get Mia Yim backstage, still recovering from her match. She's approached by Tiffany Stratton, who I haven't seen wrestle in a while. Tiffany Stratton is basically antagonizing her, saying, "Oh, are you hurt? That's too bad." And then out of nowhere, you got Nia Jax just crushing her in the corner. Now, I'm not sure where they're going with this. But if they're pairing Tiffany Stratton with Nia Jax, this looks awfully familiar. We've seen Nia Jax get paired with a blonde girl before, and we know how that ended. So are they really gonna do this whole pairing again? I don't think Nia Jax needs Tiffany Stratton. I don't think Tiffany Stratton needs Nia Jax. I don't know where this pairing is going, but I mean, we'll see. But at the end of the day, I don't think this needs to be a thing. I think this is just a waste of time. It's nice to see them both on TV, but as far as them being a pair, I don't really care for it because at the end of the day, Nia Jax is gonna be world champion at SummerSlam. That's at least what I hope happens. All right, so Cody Rhodes makes his entrance for his match tonight for the main event against Solo Sikoa. So we get Solo Sikoa shown backstage behind the curtain before he makes his entrance talking to Paul Heyman. So then Paul Heyman is telling him, "I took care of business with KO and Randy Orton." But Solo, you gotta calm down because until Roman Reigns returns, every time Paul Heyman says Roman Reigns, Solo gets triggered. But this time he cut him off and says, "Wise man, I got some unfortunate news. Roman Reigns is not coming back, ever." And you just saw the drop on Paul Heyman's face. Like, we don't know what that means. We don't know if like Roman Reigns has been taken out. We don't know if Roman Reigns has been injured by someone. We don't know. But Solo Sikoa specifically said verbatim that Roman Reigns is not coming back, ever. So, I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll see. So Solo Sikoa makes his entrance to the ring. This match did not go long at all. I think it went like 2 minutes, but then the Tongans made their way down to the ring and started attacking Cody. But then we got Randy Orton and KO coming down to be the equalizers. They ended up taking down everyone. They took down Solo Sikoa, but then all three of them, KO, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, had Solo Sikoa cornered. And out of nowhere, we got the debut of Jacob Fatu. He took down every single one of them. He took down Randy Orton, he took down KO, and this man is in great shape. He looks way slimmer than how he used to be in New Japan. This man is definitely bulked up a bit and slimmed down, if that makes sense. He did it simultaneously. But this man ended up not only knocking out KO and Randy Orton, this man put Cody Rhodes on the announce table, and he went to the ring turnbuckle and did a splash, like a Logan Paul splash, onto the announce table. A man his size flying that high and that much of a distance, y'all are not ready for Jacob Fatu. But here's my thing though. Jacob Fatu by himself outshines, and people have been saying this in the wrestling community, and I agree because I knew this was gonna happen. That's why I was thinking they were gonna pair him with Roman Reigns and the Usos, because he can't outshine Roman Reigns. He can't do it. But with Solo, it looks like Jacob Fatu next to Solo. It looks like Jacob is a leader. Jacob Fatu looks more like a leader than Solo Sikoa. I mean, even before Jacob Fatu got here, I was like, Tama Tonga looks more intimidating than Solo Sikoa. So to me, the only person Solo Sikoa can really be more intimidating is Tonga Loa. And that's because Tonga Loa just feels like he's there. But to me, it's Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Solo, Tonga Loa. That's my order of it. But yeah, that's how the segment went off the air. They threw up their wands, and there's a new addition to the bloodline. I think this show is really solid, and this rating is gonna be high as well. I give this show a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 show is very much justified. There was a lot of continuation of stories, a lot of build-up, qualifying matches, major storylines on this show. I couldn't ask for a better show. I mean, there is no such thing as a perfect show, but if there had to be one SmackDown that was perfect, it was almost this one. But yeah, that's your SmackDown review. If you guys like these videos, like I said, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let me know what you want to see more wrestling-wise on this channel. I may start a second channel for other content, because if I post other content on this channel, then it doesn't really fit the algorithm, because I'm already boxed into a wrestling community. So this is gonna be my wrestling channel, and I'm gonna make another channel regarding like anime or music, because I really want to do music too. But yeah, you guys stay tuned for more content. Thank you guys for the support that you show already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.